Come on and get your some. Come on and get your some.
Hey, BA, I know you said yesterday that, the perception is AB, Antonio Brown quit. We still saw him walk off the field, but he wouldn't go in the game because he was injured, and now he's no longer part of the team. Can you fire a player if he won't go because he's injured?
I don't know that he was.
Did he say that he was, or was there a dispute
No.
about that?
No.
He just refused to go in, or can you tell us more about it?
Not really. I mean, what happened is pretty obvious what happened. So, he left the field and that was it.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
Bruce, just to clarify on AB, so you didn't tell him to leave. He left completely on his own in this thing yesterday.
We had a conversation and he left the field, yeah.
You need to answer the question, Bruce. Y'all had a conversation. And what transpired after that? My boy left. Now, granted, what we need to start understanding is that there's always three sides to every story. Yours, theirs, and a god doggone truth. So, I'm not finna buy Bruce. I feel like Bruce is just as much as to blame as AB dipping out. I felt like Bruce set AB up for the okie doke. And the reason why is because he never really liked AB from the beginning. He knew AB before just about anybody on that team had played with him or came in contact with him for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, I kind of feel like his ego was a little torn after Tom Brady and the GM, Jason Light, allowed AB to come to the organization and override his power. And yeah, we got a ring out of it, but still I feel like all he needed was something. And, the fake jab card, that was one thing. Luckily, Chris Godwin was out, so it kind of allowed him to kind of stay. But I don't know, man. I think Bruce had something up his sleeve and he kind of baited AB and he knew. So if I had to really give Bruce a grade, I'm going to say it right now, I give him a D- for poor player management that game. I felt like Antonio was trying to preserve his body. If Antonio was not lying, I felt like he was trying to preserve his body and we were losing to the Jets. And I felt like by any means, the Bucs just had to win that game because we were losing to the Jets. We just didn't want to lose to the Jets. So I don't know. We're going to keep going.
Okay, sorry. Bruce, I want to ask you about your running backs and where things stand with those. You lost, first you lost Rojo yesterday, then you lost Vaughn after that. Just who right now you expect to have available at least in practice this week and how shorthanded you'll be there?
Yeah, we're waiting to see on Rojo's MRI on his ankle, how severe it is. I think Keyshawn's got bruised ribs and hopefully he'll be ready to go. And got my fingers crossed that Gio might be able to get back. Kenyon Barner's ready, Le'Veon's ready, so we'll have somebody out there.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
We'll go to Ira Kaufman.
Hey, Bruce, how willing are you to get Mike Evans this record, Bruce, on Sunday? I know you and Tom are thinking about it, but could that end up being a tough call if he's hobbled a little bit?
Yeah, if he's hobbled, there's no question about it. But seeing him today, he said he felt good, so we'll wait and see how it goes. Obviously, I would love to have him have it.
Bruce, not that you needed any reminding, but the Jets ran the ball very well yesterday. So is that another example, Bruce, of the value of a Levante David to this defense?
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. But yeah, more of it was just flat missed tackles that we had. The 55-yard run should have been a no gain, and the other 20-yard we had him for a loss. But just make better tackles. But yeah, you can't replace Levante. He's one of a kind.
We'll go to Jenna Lee.
Hey, Coach, you've been someone that's expressed genuine care and concern for Antonio. How tough was it for you to see what happened yesterday and to make that call?
Yeah, it's very hard, and I wish him well. I hope if he needs help, get some. And It's very hard because I do care about him.
It's all lies, man. Stop playing, man. You don't care about no Antonio Brown, man. You don't care about Antonio, man. Stop the lies, Bruce. Stop it, Bruce. Bruce, stop.
And was there any type of conversation with him before you made that decision post game? And was there any sort of mental health evaluation performed on him before he left the stadium?
I have no idea.
Did you guys have a conversation before you made that decision?
No, not once he left the field. I never saw him.
He gonna have to deal with this for a long time, man. Especially if we don't go to the Super Bowl. If we don't go to the Super Bowl, at least it's over. He gonna have to deal with that for a long time. If we don't end up winning the Super Bowl, I'm gonna put this into the hands of Bruce Arians, because at the end of the day, man, you the head coach. You're the head coach. You're the quote unquote general, right next to Tom Brady. And nah, man, we're not gonna accept anything less than greatness, man. You knew that we needed Antonio Brown for the playoffs. You knew that. And now we're stuck with just Mike Evans. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, the young guys might step up. They could very well step up. But you knew we needed an AB. And you waited until the end of the year to pull this. Look, like I said, Antonio is Antonio. It can't get any worse than what he's already done to himself. I feel like one day the tables are going to turn on Bruce Arians. And when the players are not active anymore, when it's 5, 10, 15 years from now, the truth is going to air out on what really transpired on that sideline. Just saying. And also, just to make it even for you guys, for the people who don't like AB does not follow Tom Brady on Instagram anymore. So, but Tom still follow him. And I don't think Tom care about that, but yeah, AB don't follow Tom no more. Just saying.
Gotcha. Thank you.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce, I just wanted to clarify. So there was not an issue with regards to injury. The conversation you had with Antonio Brown was not one regarding his ankle injury.
No.
What did AB object to regarding to what you said to make him want to leave the stadium during the game?
You have to ask him, brother. I know. I don't have a clue.
Okay. And then finally, was there any issue or displeasure on the team's part with the way that AB handled his rehab for his ankle injury?
No, none whatsoever. He was cleared to play last week, played good, cleared to play this week.
We'll go to Dre Knight.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he's lying or not. Now, due to Antonio Brown's behavior, we could easily say he's lying. But if this is actually true, what Antonio Brown is putting out there, or the rumors is true, I have a huge problem with what Bruce is doing. And I think too often we put it on the villain a lot of times, and we don't look at the other side of the fence. And almost like the Kawhi Leonard situation, my cousin told me. Kawhi Leonard pretty much left the Spurs because they were trying to push him to go out there and play injured, even though he was fighting through injuries. And this is why he has the clauses that he has right now with the Clippers. And he had it with the Raptors as well when he won that first year. So if it's true that Antonio Brown had injuries, then Bruce is sitting here denying it. Bruce is one messed up individual as a coach. You should have waited. All right, that's all I'm saying. But I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I feel like there's something personal there that he always had with AB. And God knows where that situation transpired from. We don't really know. It could have started in, I guess it did start with the Steelers, but I don't know, man. I just don't believe in one person being the problem. There's always another side to the story. And even though somebody may appear to be crazy due to their history, I look at everything. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not really buying BA like that. I think that he's kind of hiding behind things. And if it pours on Antonio, it's easy to do right now at this point.
Coach, you just addressed this a little bit regarding Mike, but you've got still got a lot to play for in this game. A number 2 playoff seed.
You're breaking up.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
you just addressed this regarding Mike. You've got a lot to play for in this game, a number 2 playoff seed, but you got a lot of guys banged up. How do you strike that balance between
There's
keeping guys out?
There's no balance, brother. You play to win, and you play to get that second seed. That's huge, and we're not resting anybody. We're playing to win.
And as far as your running backs go, in a worst case scenario, is Kenyon Barner an option?
Yes.
We'll go to Evan Klosky.
Hey, Bruce. Just a couple of questions. As far as Antonio Brown, what emotions do you have as somebody who has defended him? And
This is why he looking like that. You see his face? Look at Bruce's face. You can't run from it, bro. You ain't gonna be able to run from this unless you get a Super Bowl win. And then if y'all win a Super Bowl, the joke's on you. The joke's on you because he got what? 2. So you look, if you're gonna deal with any type of animosity, any type of drama, you might as well deal with it when we deep into something. Look, you need this man. What is we finna do? No Chris Godwin, no AB. I want to see how this story unfolds. You look like you know what you're doing, Coach. That's all I'm saying. But that smile on your face, it says everything. You're not going to be able to run. And something tells me that he really hate AB. It really bothers his spirit that he has to deal with this now. Because this is what he didn't want to deal with. Dealing with everything surrounding around number 81. AKA number 84 from the past. He didn't want to deal with that. Here we are now, and he dealing with it. Hey, it is what it is. I still think that, where there's smoke, there's fire. Just saying.
and helped keep him on the team for so long. And were there precipitating moments leading up to that incident on the sideline yesterday?
No, none whatsoever. And yeah, like I said, I care about him a bunch. I hope that he's okay.
Thank you.
We'll go to Evan Winter.
Hey, Coach. I hope all is well. Anthony Nelson, he's really stepped it up this year. Obviously, y'all have faith in him and have seen him flash before. But what are you seeing in particular this year that's really, allowed him to take his game a step further?
Yeah, I mean, his production has been really, really big. And got a game ball this week. Just continue to develop. He's got that length, and he's learned to play with power. Now he's got some good counter moves. He's learned a lot from Shaq and JPP, and yeah, he's becoming a really dual threat.
And obviously, you're going to be a receiver down with Antonio gone. Is it fair to say a receiver like Cyril Grayson might take that spot on the 53-man roster?
We'll wait and see about roster moves, but Cyril will be out there.
Thanks.
Good.
We'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Hi, Bruce. Obviously, this played out in such a weird way, right? And everyone nationally was looking at this. And I'm just curious, is after the fact, and you don't know what's going down once he leaves the field, but after the fact, was there any contact made by him to you or by his agent, or was anything communicated after the fact?
No, nothing, nothing whatsoever.
Thanks.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
Just from a transaction standpoint, will you guys be cutting AB outright? Does he go on like a did not report list? How will that work?
Well, that's up to Jason and what he wants to do.
Huh? So he's still on the roster. Hey, AB is still on the roster, y'all. Hey, he's still on the roster. That's all I'm saying. Jason is thinking real hard about this, man. Should I suspend this man for 2 games? Or, man, we got to get our chips while Tom is here. I don't know. He's still here. Hey, what that sound like to y'all?
Okay, Bruce, I want to ask you, at the end of the game there, I'm just curious. I know you put a lot of thought into these things. You guys got a touchdown to go up 2, where an extra point would have put you in a position where a field goal would only tie, but you went for 2. Obviously, it worked well. You got it. What was the logic there in going for 2 up 2 in the last minute?
The only way they could score would to block the kick. And we took it running. We're not going to throw it. We're going to run the ball. And obviously we got it. So, but just take away their only scoring opportunity.
Makes sense. Thank you.
We'll go to Mike Jones.
Bruce, obviously you guys gave Antonio a chance and he helped you guys win a Super Bowl last year. You have him this year. Were there any type of regret? How will you look at this whole experience now that it's ended this way?
No, I have no regrets. I just hope the best for him.
Okay. Okay.
We'll go to Robert O'Connell.
Coach, you've had a couple, big late plays by receivers further down the depth chart in the last month. First with Perriman, then with Grayson. Can you talk me through what is it about Byron's prep that has those guys so ready to contribute in those big moments when they're called on?
Yeah, I mean, he's a hell of a coach. He's got a great way of explaining things to guys in a very simplistic manner, and he's very calm, totally different than me. And yeah, he just has them ready, man. I mean, they bought in. They're doing everything they can to get better, and they're really showing up on the field.
We have time for a few more. Next, we'll go to Rick Stroud.
Bruce, I appreciate your patience on all this. I really do. But it just seems illogical. And I know he's emotional, but you said you had a conversation with AB. Can you share anything about what that was before he left?
No, not at all.
He's lying. That's a lie. You don't know what it's all about, Coach. Coach, you're the general and you don't know what it's all about? Stop lying to me, man. Stop lying to us. You knew what it was all about, and it's going to come out one day. Y'all don't think AB is going to have a movie one day? AB is definitely going to have a biopic one day. He has the perfect script for a movie. The perfect story. This man is going to have a movie whether y'all like it or not. Whether you hate him or not, you're going to pay your money to go see it. You're going to watch it on Netflix, Prime, Stars, HBO. It doesn't matter. AB is going to have a movie. This is bigger than the T.O. story, to be honest. I would say. What y'all think? You tell me. He's lying. Look at that face. He's lying. This man is lying. He's lying. He knew what it was all about. He knew.
We'll go to Jenna Lee.
Hey, Coach, I know you said before you didn't think it had anything to do with the ankle. If a player does not feel okay to play in a game, how can they communicate to you guys that they're not feeling well enough? And how do you respond to that if a player says, I'm not feeling well enough to play?
They go to the trainer, and the trainer tells me he's out.
Hold on. So you kind of told on yourself a little bit. A little bit. He said it wasn't about the ankle. He never knew. But then he also said they got to go through the look. So you mean to tell me if Tom Brady said he ain't feeling good and the medical staff approve his condition and say, hey, he could play, what you going to do to Tom Brady? You mean to tell me if Levante David or Mike Evans, at the least, veterans of the team, the original Buccaneers for the new school, you mean to tell me if they tell you they ain't feeling well and the medical staff say, nah, they good, you're not going to consider that? Go and get back out there, slave? Is that what you want, Coach? Just saying, Coach. Somebody got to do it. I'll be the bad guy that'll sit here and criticize Bruce Arians because he still get a D- in my opinion. You as a coach are responsible for the entire establishment as far as the players and the coaches amongst you. You are the general. And when you got a player, you said it never happened, but I'm going to act like it happened. Let's just say it happened. You still neglected the fact that and denied the fact that you weren't hearing what AB. If this wasn't true, you wouldn't even have considered how he felt, even if this was true. Even if he would have said, Coach, my ankle, I can't do it. I've been out half the year. I can't play right now, Coach. I'm playing against the Jets. I'll give you my all during the playoffs. You made it clear right here, with Antonio Brown and due to his history, that you wouldn't have cared. And it seems like that's what it was. To me, I think you're lying. It is what it is. And I'm still blaming Antonio. I'm still hurt. Y'all know how I feel. But this ain't about Antonio. Too often we put our opinion and our judgment on one person because it's just popular. And we're not looking at the other side of the spectrum. And it's this guy here. This guy is just as much of the blame as Antonio Brown. I don't care what they say. Yeah, he had problems with Mike Tomlin. Yeah, he had problems with John Gruden or the manager, the owner for the Raiders. All right, cool. It is what it is. Yeah, He had problems with the owner for the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Okay, cool. This is his track record. Yeah, he had a problem with, I guess, Bruce Arians, but we haven't heard his side of the story. My thing is, Bruce is letting the cat out the bag, and he said this ain't true. So imagine how he would have treated AB if AB would have straight up said, like he said he didn't, but they're saying AB said he had an ankle problem, and it's kind of proven. He's been out for half the year. We won every single game with this man in the league, with the Buccaneers. And you mean to tell me, oh, well, it doesn't matter. If you're clear, you're clear. I'm going by what they say. So what about us? What about us, coach? We on the field. We on the field. All right, I got you. I'll throw my shoulder pads in your face too. Yeah.
Last question will come from Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, Devin White was credited with just 2 tackles yesterday, which was a career low, and surprising considering the ball was run 26 times by the Jets. It looked like he had trouble getting out blocks. I think he had 4 tackles last week at Carolina. Is his hip injury, is that lingering? Is that a reason for his low production, or is it just not simply shedding blocks and being in position to make the tackle?
Yeah, it was not his best game, that's for sure. But he's not hurt, no.
All right, that's all we have time for. Appreciate you taking the time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, y'all better watch Bruce, man. If we don't end up getting to the Super Bowl or winning, I'm putting all this on Bruce. I ain't putting this on nobody else. Because he should have known how to manage that team and manage player individuality as a coach and as a general and as a veteran coach at that. He's been around enough football and enough blow-ups to know how to manage those situations. And I felt like his ego got into the play. It got into the mix of things, and he just had to have it. And Antonio just had to have it. But for once, I'm not going to sit here and be the guy who go after the coach. Who go after the player who has a history of things. Like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire, all right? And none of these people get a pass just because somebody has a history. They still have a right to be investigated. Their case still has a right to be investigated because he may not be tripping this time. I feel like Antonio ain't tripping all the time. It just looked that way. You know how people say, oh, well, everybody ain't lying? Well, I feel like this right here is the case. Everybody may not be lying as far as Antonio Brown, but somebody lying, and Antonio is clearly not innocent. Can we leave it at that? Just saying. Bucks World.